In this series so far, I couldn't help but notice there's a lacking of barrels, so I wanted to do a barrel build today, but I also wanted to throw a spin on the design which would make it worth building. Now, I've already actually done a 3x3 cylinder before, and I even did it in one of the previous 30day30 build series, but I had a cool idea for a cutter version of a cylinder, and I wanted to try it out. Now, the idea of this puzzle actually plays on decreasing the diameter of the cylinder because I want to create an equilibrium where the centers and the edges are the same size. This might not make a whole lot of sense at the moment, but you'll see what I mean later on. For now, all I have to do is pretty much the same steps as making a regular barrel, so I tilted the table on my bandsaw to the holiest of holy 45 degrees, and then I cut 4 of the edges off. After I did that, I tilted the table back to flat, and then I cut 4 of the faces off. The reason I was doing this is because I wanted to open up the edges so I could just stuff all of the pieces full of epoxy sculpt now, that way I wouldn't have to do it later. Now that everything was cut off, you can see I have a lot of filling to do, but before I do that, I got a blade out and I cut off all of the flashing and melted plastic to get the puzzle ready to be filled. I filled the puzzle with epoxy sculpt, and after everything had hardened, this is what it looks like. And now it's time to sand everything down on the belt sander. I started sanding everything by sanding off the high points, and once I got everything closer to a cylindrical shape, that was when I started spinning the puzzle between my fingers. The way that I go about making a barrel on the belt sander is I let the puzzle spin freely and I turn it at a slight angle to the travel of the belt. That way it spins itself up naturally, but it also provides some resistance to sand the puzzle down. As I was doing all of the sanding, I was being mindful of the size of the edge pieces and the center pieces because I wanted them to match up. The way I got this to work was I misaligned the center layer by 45 degrees and I just kept sanding down until all of the cut lines matched up. And after that was done, just for the sake of looking cool, I took the puzzle back over to my bandsaw and I cut the top and bottom layers off. I decided that I wanted to make the puzzle proportional, and since I was decreasing the diameter, I had to decrease the height as well. I took everything over to my belt sander and I sanded everything down, and after that was done, I took it over to my desk to sand the pieces down further. I disassembled everything and I knocked off all of the sharp edges, but I'm sure you guys are all familiar with my finishing method by now. The important thing is that now you can best see the way the pieces are shaped, and the center looks pretty much the exact same size as the edge piece, which means I can misalign the top and bottom layers and it looks like nothing happened. That's exactly what I was going for, and I think this looks really cool. But you guys can't get a feel of what this puzzle looks like without stickers, so I cut all of the stickers out, and here it is, the puzzle is finally done. I actually had to rush to get these stickers done before the sun went down because I wanted to get some B-roll, but I think it was a little dark for me to get some footage, but I still managed to film the puzzle, which is always a plus. But anyways, because this is a cutter cylinder, the center layer is rotated by 45 degrees and I've sticked it up to be solved. That way you have to rotate the middle layer before you can start scrambling everything. But apart from that, it's effectively just a regular cylinder. I just wanted to add a small modification to the design. But anyways, I hope you guys like this puzzle. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.